And when I was doing this, people would say, we want to consider an operation. They'd ask you, what's the level of risk? And we'd assess it, and we'd come back and we'd say, it's high risk. But it got to where decision makers got very used to success, so they started almost to forget that. It's like your investment advisor says, you can invest in this and get this rate of return, and it's high risk. Well, you hear the rate of return and you think, well, the risk, I've never lost money before, so it's going to be okay. But the reality is it's high risk. And high risk not just of loss of life, but also of mission failure, which has national consequences. So that's one problem. And it's very dangerous stuff. And our special operating forces are so stunningly good right now. I mean, they are, that compared to anybody in the world, there's no comparison. And compared to anything before, there's no comparison. But that doesn't mean they can do any and everything. We fought against Al-Qaeda in Iraq. I have told some people this. At one point, for more than 2 years, we did 300 raids a month, just my force, in Iraq alone. That's 10 a night. Most operators were on 4-month rotations, 120 days, and they would go for 4 months, they'd come back home for 8, and then they'd come for 4. On the 120 days, they'd do 120 raids every night. And when I talk raids, I'm not talking about patrols. I'm talking about somebody's going in the door and somebody's getting shot. And yet, we had this so good that we got almost overconfident that we always won the firefight. And so that's part of it that's a danger. The other part, however, is you have a movie like Zero Dark 30 and you see what went, and it was great. And actually, the depiction of the raid there was extraordinarily accurate to what a raid looks and feels like. But the danger is, the real story of Zero Dark 30, probably we ought to begin it at the raid, because look at all the ramifications of that with our relations to Pakistan and all. So anything we do that's a military action, we have to realize has a cost to it, a reaction to it. And so just because it's small and feels surgical doesn't mean it doesn't carry the same level of an act of war. And so it's just part of the calculation that the nation has to do.